Hello everyone, it's me, Jojo. I'm saying this as if you didn't know. Anyway, I am back and I am here to tell you about things that are going on inside my head. As you can see, we have new pen. It's made out of hearts. This pen actually has a bit of a history because my cousin went to Thailand like 3-4 years ago and she gifted me these pens. And I was like, thank you so much, obviously. But I didn't know they were so freaking thin. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, what am I gonna do with this? And now, because before I used to be a big defender of thick, bold, that sounds so bad, but like thick, bold pens, like pens that allowed you to write very thick because I had a very big calligraphy. But now I'm actually more interested in doing small notations, like small thingies. And these pens are actually Gorgina for that, so shout out to my cousin, thank you. Speaking of notations, I do have a confession to make. I never prepare any sort of like scripts for these videos. I just kind of just like come into my room, set up the camera and just start yapping at you, so you can probably tell. These are also filmed as like a big video, and I usually, whenever there's cuts, is because I've said something that I don't like the way I phrased, or I've said something that requires too much editing, and I do not like it. Because a lot of you guys have seen my previous videos probably, and you know that my editing is choppy. I'm trying my best. I swear I am. I'm trying my best, but you know, we kind of move. Anyway, the topic that I want to talk to you about today after this very convoluted intro is music. You might say, oh, music, that's something everybody knows. That's something Also, let's address this. I've been going to the gym, obviously, and today my trainer said, oh my god, yes, definitely, let's do hack squat. And I was like, fire, I love hack squat. I was then killed 76 times. She started putting weight without me knowing, and then at some point I was like, damn, this is too heavy, I can't lift it. When I turned around, I had 30 kilos extra by side, and I was like, okay, that's fire. So that's why my shoulders are like low-key damaged, but that's okay, because I'm strong as fuck. In any case, I always say this in all of my videos, it's like, can you not? I'll try. But music, if you know me like in real life, which you probably do, because let's be honest, you're watching this video because you know me, music has been a very important part of my life and part of who I am and who I have become in these like trying times. Everything started when I was 4 years old. You'd be like, oh my god, is this a traumatic story involving music? You would be wrong. My cousin, who is the brother of the cousin who brought me these pens, which is amazing, he plays clarinet since like forever. And I was like so entranced, apparently, because I don't remember, but my parents always tell me this story. I was like entranced every single time he played the clarinet, and I was like, oh my god, I want to be like you. And so when I was 4 years old and I was old enough to finally enroll in a music academy, I was like, please, 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 please. Sabrina Carpenter style. Please, 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 then prove I'm right. Anyway, I said, yes, absolutely, like, put me in there. My parents were like, are you sure? And I was like, have I ever been more sure of anything? I'm like literally 4 years old. And they were like, okay, sure, let's get you in. And so they got me into like initiation into music, which is like 3 years until you're like six, 7, until you're like 6 or 7, in which you're actually able to probably hold the instrument that you're gonna play. So far so good. I enjoyed it so much. I think it really helped me to cognitively know a lot more about like math and like everything, to be honest. It was also my primary source of friendships until I was 18, because when I was 18 I went to college, and that's it. But now I don't make friends because doing friends in your 20s is so hard. I wish I could do something like music initiation and just go and have fun with a bunch of like 20-year-olds, 23-year-olds probably. It would be hella funny. because I had really so much fun. Like, that's all I remember. It was like very fun because it was like rhythms, learning how to play another instrument. They brought people from other classes, so we could like see demonstrations of how the instruments work, so you could choose your instrument. Now, I regret something from my past, and it's not choosing piano, because piano is such a grown-up like instrument, and you look so good if you know how to play piano. Like, I can defend myself. I know how to play two songs on it, The Entertainer and another one that has no name but sounds Russianish, so that's it. But it's like not that impressive if I don't know how to play Rachmaninoff or like Debussy. Debussy. Uh, so I kind of regret that. But the instruments I do play currently, as of today, which is the 18th of February, I play clarinet. That was like my main instrument, because obviously I was like infatuated with my cousin playing clarinet. Why wouldn't I choose clarinet? As a default from that, saxophone, because I learned how to play, because it was like, it's very similar to a clarinet. If you are very advanced in a clarinet, you just take a saxophone and you know how to play. It's just a little bit of a different mouth feel, but that's it. I think every kid that was learning clarinet with me knew also how to play the fucking saxophone. Like, it's just, they go hand in hand. Then I am self-taught in ukulele. I know how to play a fair bit of songs. I mainly did it because I wanted to learn how to play Sign of the Times, because I was obsessed with Harry Styles like when I was 13. So they gifted me a ukulele, but it's like not normal sized ukulele. It's like a bigger one. I think it's a tenor ukulele, because I've always been a big bitch. So they kind of had to give me like a bit, you know, ukuleles are usually this size. My ukulele is like this size, which I'm thankful for, because that means that the place where you put your fingers, which I don't know the name of in English, it's bigger, and my fingers are quite big. So yay me. And then I also took, like, it was complimentary, I had to do piano because I was in a quite advanced level in my music academy, and they took us to the conservatory every like 3 months, and it was like obligatory if you wanted to get into the conservatory that you played the piano. So I played a bit of piano. That's where I know the 2 songs that I know. And then I also played 2 years of cello, because I've always loved a cello. It sounds so good. There's a song by Yo-Yo Ma. I think it's the Swan Lake. If I'm wrong, I will just put the song here anyway. But I think it's something like that, Swan Lake by Saint-Saëns or something like that. You should listen to it. It's very good. It entranced me the same way that my cousin playing clarinet did. It was like so good, and for no fucking reason. I fucking loved it. I freaking did. So yeah, that's like my whole music background out of the way. I was classically trained. And I had so much fun with it. Like, genuinely one of the best years of my life before going to university. I learned a lot. I made a lot of friends. I did a lot of band exchange, because I was in a band, by the way, and I got to like the first seat, clarinet. I obviously shared it with one of my friends. I wouldn't say share it, because I was very insecure about my clarinet level playing, because I wasn't as flashy as my peers. So it's kind of like, you know, I didn't try too hard anyway. I didn't study. I was there because I liked it. I didn't like put much effort into it, and my friends did. So I was like, okay, yeah, you take first chair, but like I'm sitting right next to you. So we had a one stand for the 2 of us. We played the same music, but if there was a solo, it was yours. I did not want the spotlight. It's like, what do you mean you can hear me play? You know? Nowadays, I wish I would have been a little bit braver, because I did love music a lot, and I did love playing a lot. So sucks for me, I guess. You should have been more confident before, but it's okay. You know, it's like a bit of a learning curve. It's so hot in my room. I don't know if you can tell, but I have like sweat in my glasses because they are in touch with my like skin. Caught myself. Anyway, I'm not too sure that, you know, much would have changed if I was a bit more secure. So we're good. I am quite content and happy with my career path, so we are okay. I now want to take it a bit more contemporary because right now I'm not so much into the practice of music. I am an enjoyer of music, however. I am very big on listening to music. Now, I have different categories. I have three main categories. So the first category is going to be songs that I listen to while I do things. And by this I mean I go to the gym, I go for a walk, I do things like I cook, things like that. It's sometimes I like to listen to podcasts or put a YouTube video on the background, and that's completely okay. But most of the times I'm listening to music. Um, I usually listen, like lately it has shifted a little bit because I'm not that angsty anymore. But I used to listen to a lot of Linkin Park. I used to listen to a lot of new metal like Korn. I will leave a lot of bands here that I used to listen to when I was angstier. I'm not saying I don't listen. Pierce the Veil, probably. It's gonna be there. Nirvana. Um, Sleeping with Sirens. There's a lot of music that I used to listen to because it felt quite angry and it was a way of like channeling all of that anger into some place. And listening to that music really helped me, hype me up to do things, especially Slipknot. I really like Slipknot to like lift heavy, you know? It's just like angry music that fuels me. But now there has been a shift. And these are the type of musics that I've been listening to lately, which includes probably a lot of George Michael for some reason. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I just like listened to one song, Careless Whisper, okay? Totally basic song by George Michael. I was like, yeah, period, Careless Whisper, yeah. And then all of a sudden I was listening to Father Figure. I was listening to the whole album. I now listen to Wham. A lot of music from the 80s that are like kind of the Peach Mode. I went to Prague last year and I did not take a picture from the picture from Prague. I will have to go back, obviously. Obviously. But yeah, a lot of 80s music is going on lately. I don't know why. Now we have the second type of music that I listen to that is usually for working. Like if I'm like working, typing something out, writing creatively, or just editing or translating, I have to listen to music because I don't know why. If I don't like, there's like a background sound and it helps me focus more on the task at hand. I don't know what that says about me. You can make your own conclusions, babe. I don't want to know them, to be honest, because that probably is a lot of self-discovery that I don't want to make right now. But for sure, I listen to classical music a lot because it's a very nice way of just like, focusing and centering on myself. I listen to a lot of Debussy. I don't know how to pronounce any of these names. I think it's Debussy. I don't know, but that sounds so wrong. Debussy, like, okay. Anyway, Debussy. I listen to a lot of Saint-Saëns. I listen to a lot of Tchaikovsky. Who else? Dvorak, really good. I hope I pronounced that right, because it's crazy. Mozart is good, but not my favorite. Not my favorite. I really am more into the Soviet part. Maybe that's not the word that I should use, but like the more Eastern European part of classical music. There's a lot of like feeling that just moves me. Speaking of like music that moves me, there's a song banned from my car and it's classical music. There's just one song, okay? It's Dance Macabre. Dance Macabre. It is banned from my car because I get so into it. There's so many rhythms that do so many things to my head while I'm listening to it that I'm just like transported into a celestial plane. And when I'm driving, I keep swerving to the rhythm of the music, and I have never caused an accident. Preach. But that song is the closest thing that I have been to ever causing an accident. It hasn't happened like one time, because if it's like one time, I'm like, oh, I'm really feeling it today, sure. It's not one time. It has happened twice. Dance Macabre is banned from my car. I urge you to listen to it though. It's so good. You can trust me. You can trust me. I'm really good at music. Trust me. Trust me. Listen to that shit and listen to it with like headphones, so you can like hear all of the melodies juxtapositioning each other. I don't know if I used that word right, but it's so good. I really do enjoy that. So yeah, I prefer to listen to music without words for the reason that I said. So that's why music is great. The third category of music that I listen to is music that I can sing along to. Now, I like to sing. I'm just not that good at it, I don't think. But I like to sing. I like to sing Adele. I like to sing it so it makes me feel so powerful. I love to sing Adele. I love to sing, for some reason, Olivia Newton-John. Hamilton, I know the soundtrack back, forth, and absolutely every way that you want it, baby. I know that. I know Heathers the musical. Scott Pilgrim, know it. I'm a theater kid at heart. If theater kids were in Spain, but they're not really, because, well, they are probably. I just haven't met people from my tribe, so I just mostly like sing music like that alone. But that's not the only type of music that I sing along to. I also like to rap sing. I don't know. There's like two songs that are close to being banned, the same way Dance Macabre was. One of them is WAP by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. That gets me going. I know it so well, like the back of my hand. I can be driving, I can be singing, I can do absolutely everything. I love that song. And it doesn't really suit me. I know it doesn't. Like, if you've seen my personality, what? I'm suddenly Scottish. My personality, you'll be like, yeah, that's not really you, but it's so me. I'm sorry. I love to be a freak. I love it. And I love that song so much. The same way that I love this is like a song in Spanish. I'm not usually a big fan of like reggaeton music. But there's a few songs that are like, okay, I can get down with this. One of them is Calle 13, that's the group, and the song is Atrévete. Ooh. Oh my god, if you put that in a party, I'm suddenly in the floor just like, shaking it down. I don't know, throwing it back. I love that song so much, and I know it like the back of my hand. There's also a few songs in this album from Bad Bunny. I don't really listen to a lot of Bad Bunny, but he's the GOAT. He has shifted his music a lot from early day Bad Bunny, but I still love him. I do love like the middle ground era of Bad Bunny, because like this new era is really good, really promising. I love it. Very dancey, very cool, lots of political messages. Chef's keys. The first part of Bad Bunny wasn't really my thing. It wasn't really something that I liked, but the middle part of Bad Bunny, that's when I can get down to. I love it. It's like he has this song called La Romana. I know it back and forth. I do, and I like it. There's also a lot of Plan B songs that I know because my friend Chris listens to them like a lot. And when it's like second year of my degree, we were always like getting drunk on someone's house. And they would start putting on Plan B. Can't remember the title now, but I will put it here. This song, okay? And I would always sing the lyrics wrong, and they would like be like, come on, girl, come on. So it was like a bullying that worked because I learned the lyrics and I like it, and I enjoy it. I don't know. That goes to show though, my friends really have a lot of like influence in the way that I listen to my music now. I also listen to a lot of Rosalia for some reason, which was like, okay. And then there's some music that I cannot categorize, that I will not categorize, that is just Mitski listening. Okay, Mitski, I talked about it in one of my previous videos, I can't remember which, but Mitski for me is like God. She has been through the same things I've been. She has seen the same things I've seen. She just gets me in a way that I didn't think any other person in the world could get me. And she does. And I love her for it. I love her so much. I do. Have you listened to her new album? Oh my god, it's so good. You go listen to it right now. You go listen to it right now. Okay? Okay. nowadays. However, the way that I get my music recommendations is very particular because I'm not someone who makes playlist. I kind of just like go for the playlist that other people make, or playlists that are like made for me by the algorithm. But sometimes when I'm like obsessed with media, which I've been obsessed with The Pit, I've been obsessed with Heated Rivalry for a while. I was once obsessed with Supernatural and especially Dean. So I went ahead and searched for like Dean Winchester's Impala playlist. And I listened to exclusively 3 of the playlists for like a month. Really good. I got a lot of recommendations from the 80s because it suited him. I don't know what to tell you, man. He listens to Divorced Dad Rock, and I loved it. And that's the way that I get most of my recommendations now, just from searching Ilya Rosanov playlist. There's this one right here that I really like because it's not even something that Ilya would listen to, but it has a lot of Russian songs from the time, but also a mix of things that I probably think the author of the playlist was like, I think he would listen to this if he, was more Americanized, I guess, because it's a lot of American songs and also a Bud Bunny song. It's fire. I don't know, the playlist is fire. I listen to it, I'm like, yeah. And I discovered Scriptonite through that playlist because I was like, I remembered seeing tweets about it, but like I never really got down into it, and it was like really good. So give it a listen, I guess. Anyway, this has been quite the long video, and I'm sorry about that. If you have stayed until the end, I want to thank you so much. I'm also gonna ask you that you can subscribe. I don't bite. You can subscribe. You can like the video. I don't know if you like the video, obviously. That would be really cool for me. And also, as always, I'll have to remind you that my Instagram is on my page description if you want to talk to me, if you want to follow me on there. Whatever you wish. I love you so much. I hope you come for another JoJo video the next time I post, because I never know. Bye.